Hi, Real Women of Philadelphia. My name is Christine, and today we'll be preparing Philly Spumoni ice cream cake. There are two things I really like about this recipe. First, you don't need an ice cream maker. And secondly, it works equally well frozen as an ice cream cake or refrigerated as a mousse cake. Now we're going to start by preheating our oven to 350 degrees, and you're going to grease two 9-inch round cake pans and set them aside. Now we're going to start by making our chocolate batter. And to do that, we're going to use the following ingredients: 1 3/4 cups of flour, 1 1/2 tablespoons of baking powder, 8 ounces of 1/3 less fat Philadelphia cream cheese, 1/3 of a cup of cocoa, 2 cups of milk, 1/3 of a cup of chopped cherries, now make sure you drain them, 1/3 of a cup of white granulated sugar, 1/2 cup of instant chocolate pudding, and 2 large eggs. Now, you're going to love it. It is so simple to create this batter. Just toss all of your ingredients in a 2-quart mixing bowl, pull out your hand mixer, and blend everything until it's very rich and creamy. Then you're going to spoon your batter into the cake pans and pop them in the oven. Now, you're going to cook it for about 24 to 28 minutes, depending upon your oven. And it's important to remember that you can't use the traditional toothpick test on this cake to see if it's finished, because it's going to remain very moist, very rich, very creamy throughout the entire baking process. Instead, jiggle your pan slightly, and if the batter doesn't jiggle with it, you'll know that it's finished. So while your cake is baking, you can just take some time to do some chores around the house, maybe read the newspaper, but what I would recommend is that you pick up the March-April edition of Cooking with Paula Deen and turn to page 84, where you will see a lovely shot of historic Savannah. Now I want you to close your eyes and imagine cooking with this beautiful lady in this beautiful city. If that's not inspiration, I don't know what is. So let's say that 24 minutes have passed and your cake is ready. Pull it out of the oven and set it aside to cool. While it's cooling, you're going to work on your filling and your frosting. Now, because this is Spumoni, we need to use chocolate, pistachio, and cherry flavors. The pistachio comes in with your filling. Look at this beautiful green color. Let me show you how we achieve that. We do so by using 3/4 of a cup of heavy whipping cream, 12 ounces of 1/3 less fat Philadelphia cream cheese, 1 tablespoon of honey, 6 tablespoons of white granulated sugar, 1/2 cup of pistachio instant pudding, and 1/4 cup of milk. Again, you're just going to throw all of the ingredients into a mixing bowl, pull out your hand mixer, and whip them up until it's very rich and creamy. This is going to be just a little bit thicker than your batter. Once you have it prepared, stick it in your fridge to chill. Then you're going to move on to your cherry frosting. Look at this gorgeous pink color. You can imagine these 3 colors together, how beautiful they're going to end up looking. Now, to make your cherry frosting, you're going to use 4 ounces of 1/3 less fat Philadelphia cream cheese, 3/4 cup of heavy whipping cream, 1/3 of a cup of chopped cherries, again make sure to drain them, 1/4 cup of white granulated sugar, and 1/4 cup of cherry gelatin. Mix them all up in your mixing bowl with your hand mixer, and this time we're going to get it very thick so that it peaks the way frosting normally would. Now stick that in the fridge along with your filling, and by now your cake should be cooled. So you're going to want to get it out of the pans. When you do so though, don't put it directly on your cake platter yet. Instead, put it on a clean flat surface such as a cutting board. The reason is we're going to divide our layers so that we have a 4-layer cake. Now when I'm dividing layers, what I have found to be very helpful is to place toothpicks along the side of the cake. They serve as a guide so that I know what a halfway point is. Then I'll rest either string or a piece of unflavored dental floss on top of the toothpicks, cross the ends, and pull tightly, and that will make a very clean cut. So you've got your layers all divided. You've got your 4 layers, and you're going to take your first layer, put it on your cake platter, whatever you end up using, and you'll have your 1 layer of cake with 1 layer of filling, second layer of cake, second layer of filling, third layer of cake, third layer of filling. On top of that final layer of filling, you're going to place your final layer of cake. And then that cake layer is going to be topped with your cherry frosting. Now, I only top the cake with the frosting. I don't do the sides, but you can certainly do so. If you want to, just double the amount of ingredients that you've used, and you'll end up doubling your frosting, so you'll have plenty to do that. Now, once I have frosted the cake, I like to put chocolate chunks or shaved chocolate on top, but you can decorate it however you like. Let me show you what the finished version looks like. Come over to my fridge with me, and here we have it. This is our Philly Spumoni ice cream cake. And as you can see, the reason I chose not to frost the sides is because you get to see all of that beautiful green pistachio frosting showing, and it complements the cherry frosting so well. Now, I've decorated it with chocolate chunks, and I've cut out a slice so that you can see what it looks like inside. Let me go get that slice for you. Come on over to my fridge just one more time. And here we have it. This is our slice of Philly Spumoni ice cream cake. Now, I mentioned earlier that the cake retains its moisture and it's very creamy, almost like a pudding cake or a cheesecake by the time it's finished. And you can see that in the layers there. It's very, very rich and creamy. Now, one thing I want to point out to you is that when you are cutting this cake, it's inevitable that you're going to have some smearing of layers, so please don't panic. There's a very easy fix to that. You're going to moisten a spatula, take the flat end of it, and just scrape the side of the cake until it comes clean, and that will very easily restore your layers for you. That's just a secret from me to you. And there you have it. That is our Philly Spumoni ice cream cake. I hope you've had as much fun today as I have. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.